Hey friends, Miss Cassie here with Antelope Lending Library Storytime for All. This week we're going to read the book Surf's Up for Kimo, written by Carrie Germain and illustrated by Kiani Montes. This book is all about a little boy who lives in Hawaii. And Hawaii is an island, which means that it's surrounded by ocean. So lots of people who live in Hawaii or visit Hawaii like to go surfing. And that's what this story is about. Here we go. It was the day after Christmas on the north shore of Oahu. That's one of the islands in Hawaii. All of the girls and boys were on their favorite playground, the ocean, trying out their new surfboards. 5.5-year-old Kimo longed to be one of them. Kimo wanted to be just like his older brothers. They were two of the best surfers on the North Shore. Look, you can see in the picture, there they are surfing. One day, Kimo asked his oldest brother, "Kawika, will you teach me to surf?" "I was wondering when you would ask me that," said Kawika. "Sure, I will." "When can we start?" asked Kimo. "Right now," said Kawika. The first step to becoming a surfer is to become a strong swimmer. Kimo swam every day. When he was strong enough to swim out to the surf lineup where his brothers sat on their surfboards, he knew he was ready. I bet that took a lot of practice. Kimo asked his brother Pono, "Will you teach me to surf now that I am a strong swimmer?" "I will, Kimo," said Pono. "You've worked hard, and soon you will be surfing. Now you are ready for the second step. Watch the waves so you will learn how they break." Do you see the instrument that Pono is playing? That is called a ukulele, and it's a very popular Hawaiian instrument. Kimo watched the waves day in and day out. He watched his brothers and where they sat on the ocean. They were always in the perfect spot to catch a wave. He watched his brothers glide across the turquoise waves, flying from the top of the wave to the bottom. It looked like so much fun. Kimo sometimes pretended he was the one riding the wave. One afternoon, Kimo's mother said, "Kimo, you have been studying those waves for hours. Why don't you come inside? I have a story to tell you." Kimo sighed. "But Mom, how long will I have to watch these waves before I can surf?" "Not much longer," Kimo's mother said. "When I was a little girl, I wanted to surf too." "You did?" "Yes. My sisters and brothers caught on faster than I did. Then I remembered something." "What did you remember?" asked Kimo. "I remembered the stories my mother told me about not giving up. When a wave came to me, one I knew was mine, one with my name on it, I would say, 'I can catch this wave. I can catch this wave and ride it all the way.'" That night, when Kimo went to bed, he dreamed about gliding across the turquoise waves, as he had dreamed many times before. As he paddled for a wave in his dream, he said his mother's words, "I can catch this wave. I can catch this wave and ride it all the way." The next morning, Kimo awoke to find his two brothers staring him in the face. "Okay, Kimo, are you ready to surf today?" they asked. Kimo was so excited. He jumped out of bed, threw on his swimming trunks, and ran for the beach. Do you see that look on his face? He is so excited. When his brothers caught up with him, Pono handed him a surfboard. I learned on this board, then passed it on to Pono, Kawika said. Now it's your turn to learn. Follow us out to the lineup, yelled Pono as he dashed for the water. Kimo was happy to lie on the old dinged board. He began paddling just like his brothers. Paddling was harder than it looked, but he kept going. His arms ached by the time he reached the spot where the waves were breaking. He turned around, faced the beach, sat up on his board, and waited. When a wave came, he began paddling for it, but he couldn't catch it. Another wave came, and another, and another. Would he ever catch a wave? Then Kimo heard another surfer say, "Hey kid, that one's got your name on it." Then he remembered his mother's words. He began repeating, "I can catch this wave. I can catch this wave and ride it all the way." Before he knew it, he was up and riding the wave, just like his brothers. Look at him. Do you see him on that surfboard? Oh, and look, there's a fish too, a flying fish. Across the turquoise wave he rode until he kicked out. His brothers cheered and shouted, "All right, Kimo!" Kimo was stoked. Kimo surfed every chance he got after that day, and just when he thought his life couldn't get any better, Christmas came around again, bringing with it a brand new surfboard. Aloha! Thanks for listening to this book, friends. What a great story about trying something new and practicing until you can do it. I loved the positive self-talk of Kimo's mom that she passed on to him. Sometimes when things are hard, we can get really nervous or discouraged. As Kimo saw all of those waves coming and going and he wasn't catching any, it would have been easy for him to say, "Oh, I'm not good at this." But instead, he used that positive self-talk that his mom taught him of, "I can catch this wave. I can catch this wave and ride it all the way." And those are things that we can practice too. We can say to ourselves, "I can do this. I can be brave." And then we can do things that are maybe a little scary or are new, but we can try it anyway because we're not afraid. All right, friends. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time at Storytime for All. Bye.